Nice three. We've got one. Waggler. Got him, first scoop. Well, the sun's just come out. I'm at Lindholm Lakes today. I'm on Benny's Lake. I've been doing some filming, I've done some work, and it's all done with. But what I've actually got is I've got about 30 minutes left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fish with the waggler for 30 minutes. I haven't fished a waggler all day. I haven't even fished today. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There are a few fish rising behind me. It's unseasonably warm. As you can see, there's a willow overhanging to my right. And that's the area that I'm going to be fishing. I'm just flicking a few maggots in with a waggler. I'll talk you through the approach when I get fishing. Just get on the box now. I've flicked about 20 maggots out there so far. I haven't seen any signs of fish. But all I'm doing is, what I've got some red maggots, as you can see, live red maggots. And I'm just flicking I've flicked about 20 maggots or so, only there. I'll show you the rig and everything when I get fishing, but I don't know if we're going to be catching, I don't know if small fish are going to be a problem. It might be roach. We might get one or two F1s or carp, I don't know. There have been some fish rising. I'm going to get my float out there and let's see what we can catch. I'll show you the rig and everything. Just an 11 foot, this is the 11 foot waggler I've got on. I'm just going to start off with, let's put two on. Two reds. Hook them in the pointy end. And this rig is set shallow, well, it's half depth. Okay, let's get this out there. I've got a black tip on the float, so we should be able to see it. I'm not going to bother sinking the line yet. There's no wind, as you can see, and I think the float's going to be shotted about right. We'll find out. That looks lovely there. We've got that overhanging willow to my right, as you can see, which is bound to be a little bit favourable for a few fish hanging around. Oh, I don't know if that was a sign then. We should see bites all right with that. That's a bite. Oh, nothing there. Right, okay then, so that's a sign first cast. Very slow indication here. So I'm leaving two maggots on. Just cast behind it. I'll sink the line, but there's no real need to today. Not putting the rod down, just holding it. It's only 11 foot rod this, so it's really nice. We've got one. How about that? Second chuck. What's this then? A roach. There we go. Lovely. How about that for a start? Two red maggots. Well, that's it then. I know that on some of these lakes, small fish can be a problem. I only know that from the lads, obviously, in the matches. They're not usually targeting them, so. But I find it hard to believe we might not, just two maggots again, I find it hard to believe we might not catch one or two, or at least hook one or two F1s. I guess we'll find out over the next 30 minutes. I'm not going to feed this time. See if we get a bite. Oh, straight away, the line tightened up that time. See the line? Well, I bet that wasn't a roach. Keep a few maggots going in. I don't want to put too many in. Let's see if they've nicked a maggot. Yep, the maggot's gone. So I'm fishing a size 16. It's an MXC1, this one. Size 16, just to, it's 0.12 hook length. I'll show you the rig in a minute. It's a lovely straight waggler. It's a 3 gram waggler. A little bit heavy for where we're casting, just to save time. There we go. Another roach, I'm guessing. Beautiful. Oh, that one's landed behind me. Oh no, that would happen when you're filming, wouldn't it? Come here, mate. There we go. He's got a little bit of mud on him, but there we go. That's what happens with barbless hooks. Try not to fall in. Right, so there are some small fish there. Let's see if they stay there. What I'll do is I'll plod on a little bit longer. Not seeing as many fish topping now, which is interesting. That's another bite there again. Might have to shallow up. Make sure the shot's alright. Shot wise, all I've got 4 number 10s spread out. Okay, that's the hook length. 4 number 10s just spread out evenly. Set at about 5 feet deep, which is about half depth. And then the float I've got is an insert waggler, 3 gram loaded. It's actually a loaded insert waggler. Just got the tops blacked out because we're fishing against the sky background. That black tip's just showing up nicely, especially against the camera for you. Bring that back into the feed. It looks like the roach are there. I can't believe how quick the roach were there. We've only just started loose feeding maggots, so it just shows how many there are. But yeah, those last three, something right there. It has changed a bit since we upped the feed. So I'm going to keep going. This catapult's older than me. This is one of the old Matrix catapults. We don't make them anymore. I've got it out of my bag. I didn't even know I'd still got it, but it's still going strong, which is good. It's been discontinued about 3 years, maybe 4. Ideal for feeding at short range like this. It's just at the back of the main feed, or the main feed area. Just moving the waggler a little bit. I'll sink the line next time so we can leave it in longer. There we go. It's a small fish. I thought that was a different species then. Better stamp though. Look at that one. Let's have a look. Beautiful. Look at that one. They're a nice stamp. We'll build a way to those if you're catching those all the time. Just hooked in the top lip, as you can see, right in the middle. Right, keep that bait going in. We've got nothing to lose. Might allow us to catch fish of a better stamp as well. We'll find out. Keep the same amount of maggots going in, same area, and then I'm just going to cast amongst them. Interesting to see what casters would have been like doing this, whether they'd pick out a better stamp fish. I know they use a lot of casters on this venue on certain ponds for the F1s. There are definitely F1s up in the water. There aren't as many showing now as what they were earlier, but that felt a better fish. Struck a little bit hard on that. To be fair, that was I'm taking the blame for that one. It felt a better fish, whatever it was, whether it was a roach or not. Keep 2 maggots on. Keep that bait going in. That's it. It's a lovely way of fishing. I mean, silverfish fishing, you know, in winter it can be the great way to spend a cold day, just being nice and busy, catching plenty of fish. Like I said, the great thing with maggot is you never know really what you're going to hook. If it suddenly goes quiet, it might be because I've fed too much or the fish have gone down, or it could be because there's 1 or 2 better fish there. The stamp is definitely getting better. There we go, skimmer, hybrid. I'm not sure if is that a hybrid, a skimmer, I'm not quite sure. I'll let you decide on that one. Keep that bait going in. I'm going to keep the rig as it is. I was going to shallow up, but I don't think there's any point. And this waggler is not ideal for fishing shallow anyway. That was alright for filming for you. Oh, we've hooked connect with that one. What's this one? Is it a dumpier roach? It is, look at that. Beautiful. Lovely stamp. Bottom lip, that one. Keep the 2 maggots on. I'm going to keep the feed going in now. Now we've shallowed up, I feel much better about feeding a bit more. Trying to encourage better fish. I'd love to come here and do this with casters. I've got a feeling that there's that many roach. You'd probably still catch loads of roach on it as well, even in the depths of winter. It's got a different spool on it, this one actually. But yeah, got that one. Again, we fed that time and we hooked it. Oh, a lovely stamp. Lovely stamp of roach. We hooked that one. Another dumpy roach, I think. That's the 3rd one. There we go. When I first fished this venue about 10 years ago, or whatever it was, I spoke to one of the regulars who fished here a lot. He used to win a lot of matches here. I don't think he comes here anymore actually. And he told me, he says, whenever you've got roach in your peg, it's very difficult to catch the F1s. You know, his opinion was, it wasn't on this lake. This lake wasn't here then, but his opinion was when you've got roach darting all over the peg, all over the swim, picking off maggots or casters or whatever it is you're putting in, when you've got roach flying about all over the place, he says the F1s don't like it. They just don't want to be there. There we go. We've got one. How about that? Just at the back of the feed where I thought we'd get one. I want to take me time. I'm guessing this is going to be an F1, but like I say, it's just an 11-foot rod, this one, 11-foot waggler. Double maggot again, 2 pouches. You saw what we did. I think the key was casting behind the feed. Just as I was telling you that story about the F1's not liking those roach darting about. I don't know if that's the case or whether it's just a case of the F1s just can't get to the maggots quick enough because of those roach. But I mean, whatever the reason, that was the reason he said. There we go. Beautiful fish. It's a light waggler. Got him, first scoop. We finally got one. Well, that took some doing. I've got to have a couple more casts, so I'm just going to put some feed in. Wow, beautiful fish. Just hooked in the corner of his mouth. There we go. Finally got one. Took some doing. Made us work for it, didn't he? See if we can get another one. How ironic is that? When I said I just pricked that one, I wasn't sure if we'd hooked it right or not, and then we go and get one. So let's just see if we can snare another one in the last couple of casts. Same bait and everything. So the only real, we made about 3 changes, haven't we? Stepped up the feed, we've gone shallower, and we've cast past the feed. So there's 3 different things there. When you think you can just do one thing all the time, this shows that sometimes these little changes might nick you a fish or 2. So we put 2 lots in and cast again to the back of it. That's it. Let's see if we can get one there. A couple of metres past that, past the main. Oof! Oh, bouncing off! Oh, that might have been another one. Just a bump on the rod and then off. Well, we can't ditch it now, can we? I've got to see if we can get another one. Let's try it. Double maggot. I'm going to feed again, everything exactly the same. Like I say, it could be a combination of the 3 things that we've changed, but it could be the time of day, the light. But having said that, we've only fished 30 minutes. Not a hell of a lot has changed in 30 minutes. There we go, that was an F1 crashing behind the willow. Cast behind, there we go, same spot again. Can hear another one there behind the willow. I just looked to where my float had gone. How many times has that happened? Keep that feed going in. There are 2 moving behind the willow now, so there's obviously some there in the area. Keep them maggots going in. Give them a reason. Give them a reason to be there and try and trick one on. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. Well, that's the first one we've hooked when we haven't fed. But again, it was the same spot. It's a good 2 metres past the feed. Yeah, feels like another F1. So nice on this light gear. Really enjoyable. There we go. It's not put up that much of a fight, he says. There we go, lovely. Well, we set off doing one thing and we've ended up making 3 changes and we've ended up catching them. What a beautiful fish. You can see how you build weights to them, can't you? Absolutely fantastic. Let's pop him back. Well, that's been a really enjoyable 30 minutes. It's been nice to film it live and just see what happened basically. We missed plenty of bites initially, but yeah, really enjoyable session that one.